As we age, even simple routines like reaching for a snack between meals start to mean more than we think. And after 60, something as ordinary as the nuts in your pantry could quietly shape how strong, steady, and supported your legs feel each day. For many older adults in the U.S., that snack might be a handful of almonds while watching the evening news, or some mixed nuts from the kitchen counter as you wait for dinner. We've always believed that all nuts are healthy, but some of the most common ones may actually drain your energy, trigger inflammation, and weaken your legs over time. After 60, your muscle recovery slows, and your nerves become more sensitive to nutrient gaps, making it harder for your legs to stay strong without support. That's why even the nuts we've trusted for decades can now quietly disrupt energy balance and repair, according to recent research from the NIH and the Journal of Aging Research. And this isn't your fault, and it's not too late. You've made thoughtful choices with what you knew. And now there's a gentler, smarter path forward. In this video, we'll walk you through 5 of the best nuts to support your leg strength, each backed by science, easy to find in most U.S. grocery stores, and simple to enjoy. You'll learn what makes them powerful, how they help aging muscles, and how just a few bites a day can make a quiet difference. No extremes, no confusion, just real support for real bodies over 60. Whether you're retired in Arizona, staying active in Ohio, or simply hoping to move through each day with a little more steadiness. Let's begin with the first leg-loving nut that does more than satisfy your hunger. It fuels your steps from the inside out. The best sugar-stabilizing nut number 1, almonds. They show up in everything from trail mixes to snack bars, and maybe even in that little jar by the recliner. For many older adults, almonds are a familiar favorite. They feel simple, clean, and energizing. A handful between meals. A topping on oatmeal. Even a butter on toast. But almonds do far more than just fill the gap between meals. After 60, they quietly strengthen what matters most, your legs. Let's take a closer look. Almonds are rich in magnesium, a mineral that acts like the conductor of a quiet orchestra inside your legs. Think of each muscle fiber like a string on a cello. Without the right signal, it goes out of tune, tightening, cramping, or misfiring. Magnesium helps muscles contract, release, and reset, especially when climbing stairs or stepping off a curb. And in aging bodies, coordination becomes more precious than ever. But here's the deeper part. Magnesium doesn't just help movement. It helps calm. Many older adults find their legs twitch or cramp at night. That's not just tiredness, it's miscommunication between nerves and muscles. Magnesium restores that connection, like dimming the lights and letting the system relax. And almonds deliver more than magnesium. They're high in plant-based protein, which your body needs more of as you age. After 60, you naturally begin to lose muscle, a silent breakdown called sarcopenia. Protein helps maintain strength. And the fats in almonds, they're not just fuel. They reduce inflammation, balance hormones, and support recovery. Think of your legs like ropes. Over time, the fibers fray. Almonds reinforce that rope from the inside out. Science backs it up. According to a 2023 report from the National Institute on Aging, seniors who consumed magnesium-rich snacks 4 times a week experienced 31% fewer nighttime leg cramps and stood 22% longer after a walking test, clear signs of improved muscle stability. These are not just lab numbers. They reflect real-life shifts. Fewer cramps while brushing your teeth, steadier legs when rising from the couch. Another study from Tufts University linked nut consumption with a slower decline in walking speed and better lower body strength in older adults over time. And medications or aging kidneys often deplete magnesium. You might be low and not even know it, leading to heavy legs weakness or poor coordination. Almonds gently refill that tank. How to use them. Start small, 1 ounce a day, about 23 almonds. Chew slowly. Let them be a pause, not a mindless nibble. If your teeth struggle, try almond butter, no sugar, no salt on toast, or stirred into oatmeal. Slivered almonds go well in salads with olive oil and lemon. Let's make it real. Joan, a 72-year-old retired florist from Des Moines, Iowa, used to skip lunch and nibble on crackers. By 2 p.m., she'd feel her legs get weak while standing at the sink. Her daughter brought her a jar of roasted almonds. "Try these," she said. Joan gave it a week. Then another. By the end of the month, she wasn't reaching for the counter anymore. Her legs felt more sure beneath her. So while they may seem like just another snack, almonds carry real power. For aging legs, they offer balance, protection, and restoration, bite by bite. Coming up next, a soft, buttery nut that quietly lowers inflammation and keeps your knees moving freely. The best anti-inflammatory nut, number 2, walnuts. They're soft, earthy, a little bitter maybe. Walnuts aren't flashy, but for many older adults, they've always had a place in holiday cookies, salads, or banana bread. And that's part of their power. They're familiar, humble, but quietly profound. Especially after 60, when inflammation starts to whisper through your joints, your knees, your lower back. Walnuts don't just fill you up, they help calm you down from the inside out. Let's unpack why. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. These are the same healthy fats found in fish oil, but walnuts provide them without the smell or pills. ALA converts into compounds that calm inflammation, like extinguishers for sparks in your knees and leg muscles. Think of your joints as old hinges on a gate. Over time, they squeak and stiffen. Inflammation is the rust. Omega-3s from walnuts act like oil, quiet, steady, reducing stiffness, so your steps feel smoother. There's more. As we age, our immune system misfires, more often sending inflammatory signals, even when there's no danger. It's like calling the fire department for a candle. This constant false alarm leaves legs sore, recovery slow. Walnuts eaten regularly help silence that noise, letting your body focus on healing instead of reacting. And science confirms it. A 2023 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 65 who ate walnuts 5 days a week had lower inflammation markers and less joint tenderness after activity. A UCLA study linked plant-based omega-3s with better walking speed and balance in seniors over 70. Walnuts also contain polyphenols, antioxidants, that protect muscle and nerve tissue. They reduce oxidative stress, the daily wear from movement and aging. It's like clearing a path each night so you can walk it again tomorrow. They even contain melatonin, which helps regulate sleep, the time when your muscles repair. A small serving in the evening may support deeper rest and less stiffness in the morning. So how do you use them? Walnuts are soft and easy to chew, great if you have dental concerns. A serving is about 1 ounce or 14 halves. Toss into oatmeal, salad, yogurt, or enjoy them plain. If the taste is too bitter, toast them lightly or pair with apple slices. Here's a real story. Frank, 75, a retired mechanic from Sacramento, used to ice his knees nightly. Years on concrete left him sore. His granddaughter, studying nutrition, suggested he try walnuts instead of chips during his afternoon break. He laughed, then tried. Within 3 weeks, the pain felt muted, less sharp. By week 5, he walked his dog without limping. "I still creak," he said, "but I don't crumble." So while walnuts may look wrinkly and plain, they're anything but. For aging legs, they're quiet warriors, fighting inflammation, protecting tissue, and making each step smoother. Next up, a green-hued nut that protects your balance by fueling your nerves. The best nerve-supporting nut, number 3, pistachios. You might have had them on a flight, or grabbed a bag at the gas station. Pistachios are fun crack snack, repeat. But they're more than just a satisfying crunch. For people over 60, pistachios carry something deeper. They fuel the nerves that fire your muscles. They support balance, control, and those tiny adjustments your body makes so you don't trip, wobble, or hesitate. In other words, pistachios don't just taste good, They help your legs listen and respond. Let's peel back the shell. Pistachios are one of the best natural sources of vitamin B6, and B6 is essential for nerve health. Every time you move your legs, whether it's stepping off a curb or getting up from a chair, your nerves have to fire in split seconds. They send signals from your brain down your spine, through long, thin pathways, into your thighs, knees, calves, and feet. They're like power lines, if frayed the message lags. In older adults, that delay can mean stumbles or falls. B6 protects those nerve fibers like coating exposed wires. Nourished nerves react faster, steps feel more sure, reflexes sharper. And B6 deficiency is common in older adults, especially if appetite drops or medications interfere. Your nerves may be asking for help quietly, but pistachios don't just help your nerves fire. They also stabilize blood sugar, key to muscle performance after 60. Why? Because spikes and crashes drain energy, cause fatigue, and impair coordination. Pistachios offer a powerful combo: fiber, protein, and healthy fats. Together, they slow digestion and sugar spikes, keeping your energy smooth, not shaky. Pistachios also contain potassium, a mineral essential for nerve signals and muscle movement. In aging bodies, medications or dehydration can lower potassium, causing cramps, twitching, or heavy legs. One serving of pistachios gives more potassium than most expect. No banana needed. And there's an antioxidant bonus. Pistachios are rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, plant pigments, known for eye health, but they also shield nerve cells from oxidative stress. That stress is like static in a phone call. It blurs brain-to-body messages. Pistachios help quiet that static. Science backs this up. A 2022 study in Nutrients showed that older adults who added pistachios daily for 12 weeks improved in balance and leg reaction time. Participants stumbled less, especially on stairs or when getting out of bed. Another study in Journal of Geriatric Nutrition 2023 found that seniors with higher B6 intake, mostly from pistachios, were 38% less likely to report numbness or balance issues over 3 months. A third study from the University of Florida found pistachios lowered fasting blood sugar and boosted nerve conduction speed in people over 65. Let's talk practicality. A serving is about 1 ounce, roughly 49 shelled pistachios. More than most nuts, so the snack lasts longer. Choose unsalted if you're watching sodium. Eat them at lunch or mid-afternoon. They pair well with cucumber, Greek yogurt, or a hard-boiled egg. And yes, shelling them may seem tedious. But that's part of the benefit. It slows you down, makes snacking mindful. Studies show shell-on nuts help reduce calorie intake while keeping you full. Now meet Lillian. She's 70, a retired kindergarten teacher from Asheville, North Carolina. After a small fall on her porch, she grew nervous about her balance. Her son, a physical therapist, asked about her diet. Some days, she barely ate, just toast and tea. He suggested pistachios, easy to eat, rich in B6 and potassium. Within weeks, she was snacking while doing puzzles, sipping water, and standing with more confidence. "I don't feel like I'm wobbling anymore," she smiled. "My feet feel plugged back in." So while pistachios may seem small and playful, they're serious helpers. They don't just satisfy hunger. They energize your nerves, sharpen your coordination, and keep your legs in sync with your mind. Coming up, a smooth, rich nut that quietly supports bone density and long-term muscle repair. The best muscle-repairing nut, number 4, cashews. They're smooth, creamy, and just a little sweet. Cashews melt in your mouth in a way few nuts do. For years, they've been tossed into stir-fry dishes, added to granola, or eaten straight from the jar. But for people over 60, cashews deserve a second look, not as a treat, but as a tool. Because beneath their soft bite is a mineral mix that helps your muscles rebuild, your bones stay dense, and your legs recover faster day after day. Here's what makes cashews quietly powerful. They're rich in zinc and copper. Two minerals often overlooked but essential for muscle repair. Zinc helps build tissue like a foreman on site. Copper supports the connective fibers that hold it together. Together, they form a framework aging legs lean on. Picture your muscles as fabric stretched on a frame. With age, the stitching weakens. Cashews provide both the thread and the needle, helping you regain strength, not just through exercise, but through better recovery. There's more. Cashews also offer magnesium and vitamin K nutrients that maintain bone density. As we age, bone mass decreases, especially in postmenopausal women and men over 65. Weaker bones don't just break easier, they change posture balance and how safe you feel stepping downstairs. Cashews gently slow that decline. They also support muscle control. Magnesium in cashews regulates calcium flow in muscle cells like traffic signals. Without that control, muscles may cramp, tire quickly, or stiffen. Let's talk sugar. Many seniors experience post-meal fatigue, that heavy, sluggish feeling in the legs after eating. Cashews help buffer this. Their healthy fats and fiber slow carb digestion and prevent sugar crashes. Instead of an energy spike, then slump, they give a steady flow so your legs keep moving. And cashews are naturally low in sugar, unlike many senior marketed snacks packed with hidden sugars, dried fruits, bars, cookies. Plain cashews provide stable grounding energy. The research supports it. A 2023 study in the Journal of Aging Metabolism found that older adults who ate 1 ounce of cashews daily for 8 weeks had improved muscle recovery and less soreness after walking or climbing stairs. Participants said their legs felt less stiff in the morning, and they were more confident stepping off curbs by week 6. Another study from Stanford showed diets rich in zinc and copper helped maintain strength in the quads and hamstrings of adults over 70. Here's how to use them. A serving is about 18 whole cashews. Choose raw or dry roasted unsalted ones. Skip honey roasted or flavored varieties. They come with sugars and sodium that cancel the benefits. Cashews pair well with sliced pear plain yogurt or a few dark chocolate chips as an afternoon recharge. Now meet Bernard. He's 78, a retired postman from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Years of walking kept him strong, but in retirement, he felt slower, especially getting out of his recliner or tying shoes. His daughter, a dietitian, noticed his breakfast was just toast and jam. She added cashews in smoothies, trail mix, or a small handful with a boiled egg. Within weeks, Bernard was pruning his garden again without needing to sit down after 10 minutes. "I feel stitched back together," he joked. So while cashews might feel soft and subtle, their impact is deep. They restore, rebuild, and replenish, giving your legs what they need after a lifetime of movement. Coming up next, a bold selenium-rich nut that protects your muscles from oxidative damage and may help slow down age-related weakness. The best antioxidant-rich nut, number 5. Brazil nuts. They're big, bold, a little creamy, a little earthy. Brazil nuts aren't a daily snack for most, but maybe they should be. Especially after 60, when muscle repair slows, toxins build up more easily, and your legs start to feel like they've lost their edge. Brazil nuts offer something few other foods can match: a dense natural source of selenium, a mineral that helps shield your muscles from the wear and tear of aging. Let's get into it. Selenium is a trace mineral. You don't need much, but when you don't get enough, your body pays the price. It works like an internal antioxidant defense system, neutralizing harmful molecules called free radicals. These free radicals are byproducts of living, moving, eating, even breathing. Over time, they collect in your muscles, joints, and connective tissue, especially in your lower body, where blood flow is slower and recovery takes longer. Picture your leg muscles like old upholstery, strong but exposed to dust, sun, and wear. Selenium is like a protective polish. It doesn't just cover the surface. It works deep in the fibers to reduce the fray, slow the breakdown, and add resilience. And Brazil nuts happen to be the richest food source of selenium in the world. Why does this matter for older adults? Because as you age, your antioxidant systems slow down. your body becomes less efficient at cleaning up oxidative stress. That buildup leads to chronic soreness, delayed recovery, and in some cases, muscle loss. Selenium helps counter this by supporting the enzymes that scrub down your tissues after activity. It also assists in thyroid function, which plays a key role in energy production and metabolism, especially important when your steps start to feel heavier than they used to. There's more. Selenium also supports immune function. And while that may sound unrelated to leg strength, it's not. Chronic low-grade inflammation triggered by immune dysregulation can silently attack joints, weaken tendons, and slow nerve signaling. Brazil nuts help the immune system stay sharp but balanced. Think of it like tuning a violin string tight enough to hold loose enough to stay flexible. And then there's mood. Selenium plays a subtle role in serotonin balance, the chemical that affects how well you handle stress fatigue, even pain perception. For some older adults, low selenium levels are linked to higher rates of depression, which in turn can reduce physical activity and speed up muscle decline. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day may help support not just your physical frame, but your emotional resilience too. Now the science. A 2022 study from the University of Maryland found that older adults with adequate selenium intake were 41% more likely to maintain walking independence into their late 70s. Participants in the highest selenium group also reported less leg soreness after walking and were more confident walking unassisted outdoors compared to those with low levels. Another study published in Nutrients showed that just 2 Brazil nuts per day significantly reduced inflammatory markers in seniors within 12 weeks and improved quadriceps strength in timed step-up tests, particularly in those with chronic fatigue symptoms. But here's the caveat: more is not better. Brazil nuts are extremely rich in selenium, so much so that eating too many can lead to excess. The ideal amount, just 1 to 2 nuts a day. That's it. It sounds small, but it's like taking a multivitamin in food form. More than 4 per day is not recommended long-term, especially without guidance. So how do you use them? Keep a small container in your pantry or fridge. Eat 1 Brazil nut after lunch, or chop it into morning oatmeal. Pair it with half a banana for potassium synergy, or enjoy it with dark chocolate as an evening treat. Their richness means you're unlikely to overeat, and their benefit comes from consistency, not quantity. Let's meet Eleanor. She's a 69-year-old retired ER nurse from Boise, Idaho. After decades of shift work, her knees and hips had taken a toll. She stretched, she walked, but still felt soreness linger after even a short trip to the store. Her son, a sports trainer, suggested Brazil nuts. "Just 1 a day, Mom," he said. She shrugged, but added it to her lunch routine. A month later, Eleanor wasn't just walking further. She was doing yoga stretches again, something she hadn't tried since her late 50s. "It's strange," she said, "but I feel like my joints softened." So, while Brazil nuts may not be flashy, they are fierce. They help guard what time tries to wear down. For aging legs, they offer protection, recovery, and quiet strength in just 1 creamy bite. We've trusted snacks our whole lives. A handful of nuts after breakfast. A little crunch while reading the paper. Simple moments. Familiar rhythms. But after 60, those little choices begin to shape something deeper, like how steady your legs feel when you stand, or how strong they stay through the day. Because the legs that carried you through long shifts, through caregiving, through airports and hospital hallways, they're not giving out. They're just asking for a different kind of fuel. Muscle loss, stiff joints, and drained energy don't always come from age. Sometimes they come from missing nutrients quietly, not from eating too little, but from not giving your body the tools it needs now. And here's the good news. You don't have to change everything. You don't need a diet overhaul or expensive supplements. You just need to start with 1 small shift, 1 smarter nut, 1 gentler breakfast, 1 quiet way to listen to what your body's been trying to tell you. If any part of this video made you pause, if your legs have been feeling different lately, save this for later. Share it with someone you care about. Or just whisper to yourself, I can do this. One thing at a time. You've spent much of your life standing tall for others, raising families, holding jobs, showing up. Now it's time to stand strong. For yourself. Your legs haven't given up. They're still here, waiting for better care, one simple choice at a time. And with that, comes steadier mornings, surer steps, and the strength to keep moving forward.